Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be looking at how to use simplify expressions using multiplication and division rules for exponents and variables, similar to this problem that you see up on the screen here. Just a reminder, this is the short version, so we're going to go pretty quickly. If you want the full length lesson where we go step by step, I will link that in the description below. Before attempting this lesson, you should already know about the multiplication and division rules for exponents, and you should know about negative exponents. If you want refreshers on any of those, I will link those in the description as well. All right, so here we go. Hopefully remember that when you have parentheses like this, remember there's invisible multiplication symbols in between. And so we're going to multiply the big numbers, the coefficients. All right, so 5 times 6 is 30, times 2 is 60. And we're going to match up the letters, right? So t to the second, t to the third, t to the, and there's an invisible 1 here if you don't see the number. And remember, when we multiply with the same base, the same variable, we're going to add the exponent. So 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So we get t to the 6th. And now we do the u's. 9, 5, and 1. So 9 plus 5 is 14, plus 1 is 15. And so this is our final answer. All right, now what happens when we have some negatives thrown in there? Well, so let's start with the big numbers. 4 times 4 is 16, times 2 is 32. For the t's, we have t to the first, t to the fifth, t to the negative 1. So 1 plus 5 is 6, and then you're doing 6 plus negative 1, which is just saying 6 minus 1, so that gives me 5. So this is t to the 5th power. Now the u's, we have 0, 8, and 9. 0 plus 8 plus 9 is u to the 17th. And now for the v's, we have 1, and 1 is 2, and a negative 3. 2 plus negative 3 gives me v to the negative 1st power. And hopefully we remember from that negative exponents lesson that you don't usually leave answers with the negative exponent, so we make it positive by moving it into the denominator. Remember, the only part that moves is the v. And we can, it's v to the 1st, but we don't usually write the 1, so this is our final answer. And now, in this last type of problem, we put it all together. So for these problems, you want to multiply first and then do the division. So 2 times 6 is 12. Now we look at the a's. A to the first, a to the 0 gives me a to the first. And then for the b's, we have negative 1 plus negative 1, which is b to the negative 2, divided by, and remember, we didn't do anything with the denominator, so leave it the same. We're going to worry about the negative exponents at the very end. Don't try and switch it here. And now we just divide. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. Remember, we are subtracting the exponents. So 1 minus 1 is a to the 0. And negative 2 minus negative 1. Negative 2 minus negative 1 is negative 2 plus 1, which gives me negative 1. So we have b to the negative 1 power. And now, hopefully, we remember a to the 0 power is just 1. So this is like saying 6 times 1, which is 6. So we get 6. And let's put the b in the denominator because it has that negative exponent. And this is our final answer, 6 over b. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it is time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these 2 problems on your own. And when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now they've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. For the first problem, here's the work. You should have ended up with 168 v to the 10th over u to the 4th. And for the last problem, here's the work, and you should have ended up with a to the 9th over b to the 3rd. All right, that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.